episode 22 of SOHO Insights.
Where each week we talk about the latest products, services, and trends that help your small office, home office business be more productive, efficient, and fun.
Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jen, and today we're talking about starting with small actions to accomplish big goals.
One of my favorites. Go ahead and tell me what it's all about.
So in May, each month at Ovaleye, we have internal themes. So themes that we just use within our own team to motivate us to do different things or to kind of encompass what we're hoping to accomplish within the month.
Yeah, it helps us a lot with our blogs and just everything we have to market. So it's
and
great.
we don't always share them with you because sometimes they're just
goals for ourselves.
Yeah.
And
but
they work good.
May's theme is move it.
Actually, the first time I thought of that was when Kelly's just started, her son just started crawling really well last month, and I kept singing in my head, "You've got to move it, move it." And so for some reason,
it's funny because her move it, mine is from like 90s dance classes where it's that got to move it, like it's a one-hit wonder type of a thing. But hers is from the Disney movie
Madagascar. I love that part.
Disney?
It's DreamWorks.
Well, anyway, Mom, it's silly. She knows all of those movies before I even had my son.
I can't wait to show them all.
And yeah, so
that
she's
one's really fun. So that song is in our head so far this whole week. And it just started.
Yeah, but
May just started.
The reason why we're sharing it with you is because we've talked with potential clients, friends, and others who have had, I don't want to say that they're stuck, but they're just like,
no, they've
had
all
this
these
idea.
ideas.
Yeah.
Actually, the woman I talked to last night, she said she was driving somewhere with her family, and all of a sudden she had this idea that she couldn't stop. She kept writing and writing for days. But she still doesn't have a name for this, so we'll go and talk about all that.
Yeah, so what we're suggesting is that to move forward, to move it, you start small in order to reach your larger goals, because at least you're doing something.
And she came to us as soon as she had some ideas, which helps too, is once you get started, you want to start small, but you want to kind of ask around about the ideas.
So why should you start small?
Yes. Why you should start small, test the market.
Because you can test the market.
Well, no, number one is test the market. And then test if you really want to do this.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's a big one.
Yes, because
if you start blogging and you're like, wow, this is really dumb, I don't want to do this.
Well, the first idea I had that came to my mind was Mimi's Muffins. All I did was go into a kitchen one day, a bakery, and I said no, that was it.
Yeah, so that's the third point.
And the third one is network with people. So network, talking about your ideas and seeing if you want to do this.
Yeah, so our first action for starting small, so this is a small action you can take to get towards your larger goal, which might be building a business, it might be expanding your business, it might be doing, moving forward on a project, etc.
Well, and the first, number one action item is blogging. Blogging, we have a lot of clients that are very good at blogging, but it's intimidating, and especially people don't know, like, what am I going to name my business, or what's the domain name going to be? Yeah. So
that's the biggest one I hear is, I don't even have a business name. What domain name would I get? And a solution to that issue, if your small action is to start blogging, and of course at Ovaleye we're web hosting, we do WordPress hosting, so of course this is our biggest thing that we really want you to get started with, because we've seen people do amazing things by just starting to blog.
You have a huge audience.
Yeah, so get your domain name at your personal, your name. So at jenniferdano.com, which I have already, thank you very much. You have kathyknelson.com, so you can do variations on your name.
Kathy Nelson was taken, but I was shocked that my...
And if .com isn't available, you can always choose to do .biz, because then you're putting the intention out there that I will be starting a business with this blog.
Yeah, I like .biz. I think that's a
or
good one.
you can always choose kind of your niche. So say you're doing, if you want to be a wedding planner, you could do something like celebrity weddings.
It's kind of encompassing the whole kind of idea that you would have.
Yeah, luxury weddings.
Yes.
But you would basically blog on, if you don't have a business, you don't have any real packages to sell or anything like that. You don't even know for sure if you're going to be a wedding planner. You could then blog about why you're passionate about wedding planning. You can, if you're someone that is a hopeless romantic and you read Bride Magazine all the time, you can comment on the latest cover of Bride Magazine or comment on the best colors to use within a wedding.
Well, and you'll also find out that if this isn't the idea you should be running with for a business, you're going to run out of blogs really fast. So
yeah,
I think blogging is a very good start.
And it's such a great way to build a community too.
Yes.
It's expanding the 140 character, and we'll talk about that in a second.
And which
concept.
is the next one.
So the second small action to take is Twitter. It's 140 characters of putting out there your status updates, sharing with people, etc. So the biggest problem that I hear with people that say, okay, well, that's great. If that's a small action I can take is start tweeting with people, what do I talk about? I don't want to talk about my business because I don't want people to steal my ideas. If I say, this is a business I want to start, and maybe the girl next door will be like, that's a good idea, I'm going to start that too. So what's the solution to that?
Ovaleye has given Twitter classes, and we've talked to many people how overwhelming Twitter can be, just the idea of it. But I started with just kind of talking about gluten-free because that's a huge subject on Twitter. You start building a network and then you get a little more into, okay, some of my business ideas you might want to say. You're building those relationships, you're finding partners that you want to work with, and actually we found a lot of clients that way too, because you're kind of finding that you're moms, that you like to garden and all sorts of ideas.
Yeah, but if you're not in the place of where you need to find a client yet, you at least you're building that relationship with them. So
you're getting used to doing this too, and it's part of the circle, if you ask me, of all the things that match up to grow your business, and you're starting easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Building the relationship is number one for Twitter, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So what's the third one?
Build your make Facebook. make a Facebook. Yeah, make a Facebook page.
Facebook.
And a lot of the clients that come to us.
Well, this is our business page though for Ovaleye.
Oh, why?
You took that screenshot. That was a really good one.
Why? What was I supposed to do? A personal one?
No, I'm just saying that we have a business on Facebook, but anyway. Go ahead and say what the issue is.
Okay, that's right. I did show the business one, but I'm not going to show the personal.
I know, that's fine,
ones.
but that's the issue is that you have a personal profile.
And they're scared. They don't want to use their personal for.
But no, we're suggesting that you create a page versus just the personal profile.
I'm getting to that, Jen.
Sorry.
You have, and they don't know. They don't want to use their personal one, so they don't know who to ask either. But it is on Facebook how to do this.
Yeah, it's all spelt out pretty easily. Yes. And also, we're working with Carissa and doing an event on how to create a Facebook page for your business.
Yeah, there's a lot to
So anyway, the biggest solution for how you can go forward, if you don't have a business yet, and you already have a personal profile on Facebook, is creating a Facebook page that talks about either you as a brand. So say like, I just wrote a post recently on the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And they have created this personal brand around who they are, and then they've built products around their personal brand. So you can either go with a personal brand, or you can build a community around a specific market or niche. So say like celebrity weddings, and you'd post things from your blog that are on different weddings, maybe post congratulations to Prince William. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so, there's been a lot of news lately.
But if you look at the Facebook getting started, we have an image of it really fast. Will you pull it up? Yeah, so you're able to choose different. You don't have to just go with a company or an organization.
I like that.
You can choose to have a public figure if you want to do a personal brand,
or
you can do community.
Yeah, but not enough people do this, and you really should. You should.
And that way you can separate your personal stuff from your business.
You don't want to have your personal stuff there.
And you don't want to build a network on there where you can't talk about business eventually. You want to build a network on where you can actually speak about business, which is what the Facebook page is made for.
I will tell you, because you find those high school people that put in like elementary pictures of yourself, and you don't want them on your business page.
Yeah, so the next one is to build your list. And building your list for a hobbyist or someone that doesn't exactly have a business already created or a project or something like that is not as relevant, but building your list is something that people talk about a lot, and it's basically saying these are potential clients or people that are interested in what I'm speaking about, and you put them in an email list that's all compliant with the Canned Spam Act. And we wrote a blog post about this, which will include a link at ovaleye.tv of where you can find that. So It's a little bit more expensive than what you were going to want to do. It's a little bit more intensive.
But the feed burner was a good idea.
Yeah, Google Feed Burner has a nice little way of kind of skirt tailing, or what do you call that? Going around it.
Yeah, but a lot of my latest bloggers have been using Feed Burner, and I get the emails, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it just delivers into your inbox.
Yes.
So that's a nice way to build your list in an inexpensive fashion that also just kind of lets you know, oh, well, that person's reading my blog at that email address.
Yeah,
but the last action, so this is the last small action to take to get to big goals, is to network. And the biggest problem that I hear from friends or from people I'm connected with in young female entrepreneurs is that they have full-time jobs, or they're moms with kids, and they don't have time. And even if they were to go to a networking event, that they don't have a business, so what do they talk to people about?
That's the fun part. I thought as you start your business, you get all excited with so many ideas, you don't know what to do. So some of the things I did, and we're going to put up my blog, I did a blog on my first...
Yeah, it's a good blog.
When the idea came to me about Mimi's Muffins, which a year later, never would I do that. But I had to see, and the bakery was hiring baristas, so I did that.
A local bakery.
Yeah, a local bakery. But also chamber members would come in and have coffee and talk about their businesses, excited about listening to everybody else's ideas and actions. And so you get kind of sucked into that. And I don't even know if I had Ovaleye at that time, but I would sit in their meetings and listen to everybody, and you'd have to do an elevator speech. And I would say, well, I haven't started, or I just started. You have a lot of networking opportunities at that time to really get into what a business is all about. So yeah. I could go on and on about that subject.
But that was something that you mentioned recently when we were talking to a family member in California, was that you just need to start small. Don't necessarily go to a business networking meeting, just go out to somewhere where people gather and start talking.
And the coffee shops and, of course, bakeries are always a great place to start.
Oh my gosh, coffee shops for solopreneurs, that is a hot tip.
Yeah, just take your laptop, sit down, talk to people with a cup of coffee.
Anyway.
Okay, we're done with episode 22. Check out it on ovaleye.tv. Check it out. Okay. Until next week, and please check out our Facebook page too. We haven't been mentioning that.
Facebook.com/Ovaleye Club, which we will put a link on at ovaleye.tv.
Thank you. Till next week. Thanks.